Kurt Vonnegut was born on November 11, 1922 in Indianapolis, Indiana. After studying at Cornell for 2 years, he enlisted for the U.S. Army. In 1944, he was sent to Europe to fight in the Battle of Bulge during World War II. After the battle, he was captured and taken as a prisoner by the Germans. He would eventually get out and return home, where he would marry his high school girlfriend and later adopt his sister's 3 kids following her death. While he was captured, he was able to witness the firebombing and see how it destroyed the city. War was a recurring element in his work, and it gave him something to write about. In 1952, he published his first novel named Player Piano. His novel Slaughterhouse-Five is based off his war experience while being captured and having to escape. This novel would give him his first best-selling novel. Despite his success, Vonnegut battled with his own demons, struggling with depression on and off. The last novel he would write is Timequake, which would become a bestseller. On April 11, 2007, Vonnegut would pass away at 84 from a head injury that occurred a few weeks earlier.
Harrison Bergeron was written in 1961. It was part of the postmodernism era. It is a dystopian story focused on a socialistic society. The smart people in the book get painfully handicapped, the pretty become ugly, the athletic get weighed down with weights, so on and so forth, so that everyone can be equal, even though they're all just really bad. Postmodernism era, which was when our book was written, our short story was written. The postmodernism era is an era in which there's no real focus or objective on pieces of literature. It can range from sci-fi novels and shows like Star Trek to utopian ideas like The One Who Walked Away from O'Malley's. So this story shows postmodernism because it's a dystopian story, and those genres started becoming more popular in postmodernism era. It is one of the many ideas or genres explored and popularized in this era.
Important story vocabulary. Vigilance. The state of being attentive towards potential dangers. Used in page 1, paragraph 1. And to the unceasing vigilance of agents. Wince. Grimacing out of or in anticipation of pain. Used in page 1, paragraph 11. George winced, so did 2 out of the 8 ballerinas. Wanging. To make a resent noise. Used in page 3, paragraph 8, but to give him a wanging headache besides. Flaunts. To make exaggerated motion. Used in page 5, paragraph 2. They reeled, whirled, swerved, flounced, capered. And gambled. To run and jump around playfully. Used in page 5, paragraph 2. Whirled, swiveled, flounced, capered, gambled, and spun.
Alright, the plot structure. For exposition, the year was 2081 and everybody was equal through handicaps. Nobody was better looking, smarter, or more talented. George and Hazel are parents of Harrison Bergeron, who was in jail. Hazel has no handicaps but isn't very smart and can only think in short bursts, while George is very smart but has many handicaps. So the rising action. Sounds keep going off in George's ear whenever he starts thinking. George and Hazel share thoughtless conversation while watching ballerinas with handicaps try to dance. George has a 47-pound bag on his neck as another handicap. 2 years in prison and $2,000 fine for every ball that he would take out if he tries. The TV program was interrupted for news, where a ballerina gave news on Harrison escaping prison. So the internal conflict, everyone has handicaps holding him down, and nobody can think for themselves. Hazel can't think well and forgets everything, and George has handicaps not allowing him to think longer than a few seconds. So the climax, when Harrison walked on to the live TV, causing the whole room to shake, while a ballerina was talking about how he had escaped from prison. On page 4 he said, "I am the Emperor," cried Harrison. "Do you hear? I am the Emperor. Everybody do what I say at once." He stamped his foot and the studio shook. So the falling action surprise ending. Harrison takes off his and others' handicaps. He starts dancing with a beautiful ballerina, doing flips, 30-foot jumps, and kissing the ceiling. While in the air, the handicapper general came into the studio and fired a double-barreled 10-gauge shotgun twice. The Emperor and the ballerina were dead, and the musicians put their handicaps back on. And the resolution was they all forgot that it had happened. Hazel was crying for her son, but then forgot shortly after. They go back to their same thoughtless conversation they were having before, without ever realizing that their son just died.